His real name is Marshall Mathers, but you probably know him as Eminem. He's the biggest-selling artist of the past decade, earning 11 Grammys, 1 Oscar, and mountains of criticism for lyrics that are as profane as they are poetic. Whether you're a fan of rap or not, Eminem's life story is an extraordinary tale of success against all odds, a story he hasn't talked much about until now. We met up with him in his hometown, Detroit, in order to find out how a white kid who never made it past the 9th grade was able to propel himself to the top of a predominantly African-American art form.
The story will continue in a moment.
When Eminem stepped out of the shadows last month in Detroit in front of 40,000 people, it was a triumphant comeback for a superstar who'd all but disappeared. At 37, sober after struggling with addiction for the past 5 years, Eminem has the energy and intensity of a boxer. A fighter trying to win from the crowd one simple thing.
Respect.
Respect.
Respect. You know, not to sound corny or nothing, but I felt like a fighter coming up, man. I felt like, I'm being attacked for this reason or that reason, and I gotta fight my way through this.
He's been fighting since he was a kid, living on the rough side of Detroit's 8 Mile, the road dividing the white suburbs from the mostly black city. 8 Mile is also the title of the critically acclaimed movie Eminem starred in, his character based largely on himself. An aspiring white rapper with a dead-end job, a troubled mother, and a dream of escaping his bleak life.
I mean, you still come back here?
Yeah.
To understand how Eminem got to where he is today, you need to know where he came from. Not just a broken home, but a series of them. Raised by a single mom, they lived hand-to-mouth, on and off welfare, constantly moving from one place to another.
So you had to change schools every couple months?
Yeah, I would change schools 2-3 times a year, and that was probably the roughest part.
The roughest and most formative. He was a shy kid in tough public schools and was frequently bullied.
You got beat up a lot as a kid?
Yeah, there was a lot of instances that I would
You got beat up coming home from school?
Beat up in bathroom, beat up in the hallways, shoved in the lockers, just for the most part, man, just being the new kid.
He discovered rap as a teenager, and in its tough talk and street-smart sound, found his voice. After dropping out of high school, he began competing in local rap battles, depicted in the movie. One-on-one verbal fights where the goal was to come up with the cleverest rhymes and the best insults.
Dog, you embarrassed? This guy's a gangster? His real name's Clarence.
Hip-hop has always been about bragging and boasting, and I'm better than you at this, and I'm better than you at that. And I finally found something that, yeah, this kid over here, he may have more chicks, like he may have better clothes or whatever, but he can't do this like me. You know what I mean? He can't write what I'm writing right now. And it started to feel like, maybe Marshall's getting a little respect.
That respect was hard-won. He was often the only white guy competing in underground clubs like this one.
Did you feed off the fact that people maybe underestimated you or didn't respect you early on?
Definitely. I think that, there was certainly like a rebellious, like youthful rage kind of in me. And there was also, the fact of the no getting away from fact that I am white, and this is predominantly black music, and people telling me you don't belong, like you're not gonna succeed because you're this color. Then you want to show those people that, that you can and you will.
My name is... Ever since Eminem broke out from the underground and into the mainstream in 1999, he's amazed audiences and critics alike with his ability to tell stories through music. Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. And rapid-fire wordplay. He writes his own songs and delights in rhyming words others can't.
These palms are sweaty, these weak arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous. but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote.
So I would start out slow.
We talked to him about how he does it in his private recording studio.
I've heard you say that you bend the words.
Yeah, it's just in the enunciation of it. Like people say that the word orange doesn't rhyme with anything, and that kind of pisses me off because I can think of a lot of things that rhyme with orange.
What rhymes with orange?
If you're taking the word at face value and you just say orange, nothing is going to rhyme with it exactly. If you enunciate it and you make it like more than one syllable, orange, you could say like, I put my orange 4-inch door hinge in storage and ate porridge with George. You just have to figure out the science to breaking down words and try to...
And do you think about this throughout the day? I mean, you're driving along, you think about rhyming words?
Yeah, all day. Yeah, I actually drive myself insane with it.
But it's interesting, I mean, for a guy who hated school, who, you know, was in the 9th grade 3 times, you spend all your time thinking about words.
I found that no matter how bad I was at school, like, and no matter how low my grades might have been at sometimes, I always was good at English.
But I heard that you used to read the dictionary.
I just felt like I want to be able to have all these words at my disposal in my vocabulary at all times whenever I need to pull them out. You know, somewhere they'll be stored, like locked away in
His words are stored, but they're not exactly locked away. He actually keeps them in boxes.
So you store stuff in just boxes like this?
Yes.
Inside are hundreds of scraps of paper on which he's obsessively scrawled down words and phrases.
So, wait, this is a pad from a hotel in Paris, looks like.
Yeah.
And you just scribbled that. You have 4 little words just scribbled there. How do you even read this? This is tiny.
I know what it says, I guess. I don't know that I might use that actually.
They're not lyrics, really. They're just ideas that he collects. He calls it stacking ammo.
So it's just like when I
I've
fill
gotten
this
letters
up.
from crazy people, and they kind of look like this.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Either all in capital letters or sort of scrawled on pages like this.
Yeah. Well, that's probably because I'm crazy.
See, they can trick me, but they'll never figure me out.
Listen to the lyrics of many of his early songs, and you do get the feeling his music has been a painfully public way of settling scores, including with his mother.
I never meant to hurt you.
And his father, who left him when he was 6 months old.
I never knew him, so.
You never met him since?
Never met him, never knew him.
Do you want to, or?
I don't know. I don't know. Some people ask me that. I don't think I do. I can't understand how, if my kids would move to the edge of the earth, I'd find them. No doubt in my mind. No money, no nothing. If I had nothing, I'd find my kids. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse.
One more time.
Eminem may be fiercely protective of his kids, but he's been accused of being harmful to just about everybody else's. The language he's used in songs sparked protests and accusations that he promoted violence against women and gays. He's been branded a misogynist and a homophobe.
I felt like I was being attacked.
Like you were being singled out?
I was being singled out, and I felt like, is it because of the color of my skin? Is it because of that you're paying more attention? Is it because there's certain rappers that do and say the same things that I'm saying, and I don't hear no one saying anything about that. I didn't just invent saying offensive things.
I mean, some of the lyrics, like, you know, in a song "Kill You," you say, "Bitch, I'm gonna kill you. You don't want to F with me." You say, "My words like a dagger with a jagged edge that'll stab you in the head. Whether you're a fag or a les, hate fags." The answer is yes.
Yeah. The scene that I came up in, that word was thrown around so much. You know, faggot was like, it was thrown around constantly to each other, like in battling. That was just my...
But I mean, do you not like gay people?
No, I don't have any problem with nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just whatever.
And for, you know, some parent who's listening to this and says, well, you know, my kid hears you calling somebody bitch or using the F word and starts to use it themselves. Do you feel a sense of responsibility?
I feel like it's your job to parent them. If you're the parent, be a parent. You know what I mean? I'm a parent. I have daughters. I mean, how would I really sound as a person, like walking around my house, you know, bitch, pick this up. You know what I mean? Like I don't.
That's
cuss.
not how you are in your real life.
Profanity around my house, no. But this is music. This is my art. This is what I do.
'Cause I am whatever you
Say I am.
If I wasn't, then why would I?
Say I am.
Despite the controversy, or maybe because of it, he's sold more than 80 million albums worldwide. But he admits he's had a hard time adjusting to all the attention.
Then why would I?
Say I am.
For much of his career, he was high during performances and eventually became addicted to Vicodin, Valium, and Ambien. In December of 2007, he overdosed, collapsing in the bathroom of his home.
You almost died.
Yeah, definitely.
How close do you think you were to dying?
They said 2 hours. If I would have got to the hospital 2 hours later, that would have been it. Because my organs, everything, my kidneys, everything were failing. Everything was shutting down.
He's been sober 2.5 years now, but has had to teach himself how to write again, rap again, and even how to perform, as he told us hours before a Detroit concert promoting his new album called Recovery.
So this is your first U.S. stadium concert that you're sober?
Yeah. Yep.
Do you ever, I mean, when you look out, you know, and you see 40,000 people and they're all singing your songs, I mean,
It's crazy.
Where you going? I'm leaving you. No, you ain't. Come back.
I mean, you can, an artist can say that they get used to it, but I think that they're probably lying if they do. Because you gotta be wild, man. You gotta be like, you gotta be taken back by seeing this many people in their faces, and you know what I mean?
and do you actually see their faces when you're
Oh
performing?
yeah, yeah, I do now.
Uh-huh.
You know,
You do now.
before it was it was a big blur.
Everybody in here tonight who is an Eminem fan, man, I just want to take a minute out to say thank you for the support that y'all have shown me and for not giving up on me on some real shit. Thank you, man. Especially you, Detroit. I love you. This song is for you. I'm not afraid.
His songs are still deeply personal, but some of the hard-edged anger has softened. In his new song, Not Afraid, he offers a hand to those in need.
Say, everybody come take my hand, we'll walk this road together. 10 years ago, could you have imagined yourself rapping something
No.
like that?
Probably not. You know, I don't want to go overboard with it or too, you know, but I do feel like that if I can help people that have been through a similar situation, then, you know, why not?
If you feel like